I want to ask, do atheists believe in love?
Most of us have experienced love, so yes.
Depending on what you mean by believe in.
Yeah.
Well, atheists only believe in things that has evidence and can be tested or seen. So
No, atheists are people who don't believe in a God.
okay, but why don't atheists believe in God?
Well, probably various reasons.
Yeah.
We can't speak for all atheists. Some people are atheists for good reasons, and some people are atheists for not so good reasons.
Yeah. I'm an atheist because I've examined the claims of theists, a lot of different God claims, and I don't find any of them convincing.
All right. Well, I guess my question is then, if you don't believe in God, how can you believe in love?
So you think God is an emotion?
No, I think that only people who believe in God can actually have justification for believing in love.
So why is that?
Well, because if atheism is true, then love is nothing but chemical reactions in our brain or a product of a blind evolutionary experience.
Okay, and what would be the horrible thing about that?
Well, because then love would just be chemical reactions. It wouldn't have any meaning.
Well, it would still have meaning because we're the ones who give it the meaning.
How can you give it meaning if it's just a chemical reaction?
Because I'm a thinking, caring human being, and I'm capable of applying meaning to whatever I experience.
If you pick up a book, it's just ink on a page. You give it meaning when you read it and interpret it, right?
Right.
So if love is a bunch of chemical reactions that you experience as an emotion, you're giving that meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't really understand if chemical reactions are making you feel this emotion or that emotion, how can it be more than just those like chemical reactions?
So let me ask you something. I'll present a scenario for you. Let's say a mother is holding her child. She's nursing her child, okay? You would look at that and say, okay, that's sort of like the picture of love, right? A parent caring
Right.
for a child. Now, as the mother is nursing the child, oxytocin is flooding her body. It's a chemical. It's called the love hormone. And she's getting this like flood of oxytocin in her bloodstream. And it's causing her to behave very tenderly toward her child. It is increasing the bonding she feels for that child. Does that have no meaning just because it's a chemical reaction?
Well, no, I'm not the one who's saying it has no meaning.
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying that if it's
it-
just a chemical reaction, it has no meaning.
Well, it has no meaning if you're an atheist.
So it's an atheist mother with her child.
She still has the same chemical reaction, even if she doesn't believe in a God. I think what I'm curious about is why you think there needs to be a God in order for things to have meaning.
Well, it's like, okay, I'll give you an example. So a computer is made of a bunch of little parts and it does a bunch of amazing things, but it's still just a computer. It's just a bunch of wires and electronics, but it has no sense of love.
Okay.
Okay, and?
Well, if we're just elements bound together, working with chemical reactions, then wouldn't we in your world, wouldn't we just be a bunch of parts of, we would be like a machine, wouldn't we?
No. Obviously, we're not. We're self-aware. We're capable of experiencing emotions, which machines do not.
If a computer had oxytocin flowing through it, it might
Yeah, we might.
do something different. I don't know, but it doesn't.
I mean,
So you're saying like an organism, like people or animals, can have emotions, but machines cannot?
At least not to what we understand today.
right.
Now, as machines get more and more complex, we're already seeing neural networks and things, and machines starting to develop kind of a rudimentary, what we would call self-awareness, although it's not nearly as complex as human
Right.
beings.
But let me ask you something. So, I mean, humans evolved as a social species. So the fact that we experience emotions like love and a need for companionship and compassion for each other, that's not a mystery. And there's no God necessary to understand how this all came about. But let's not even talk about humans for a minute. Let's talk about canines, dogs and wolves. Do you think they experience emotions? Do you think dogs love the people who care for them?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think they believe in a God?
No.
Okay. By your own logic, how could this be? How could this dog experience an emotion like love and yet not believe in a God?
I don't know.
All right. Well,
I think I that's a real brain teaser. I think I'll have to consider that.
Cool.
all right. Well, thanks
All
for
right.
the call.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Bye. All right. Interesting thought that you need a God to experience emotion.